everyone, Christina here from Allegro Coaching. Happy Sunday. I'm going to start my morning out with some yoga and I hope that you join me. I'm going to start out just by connecting with my breath. Together we'll take a deep inhale through the nose, deep exhale through the mouth, another deep inhale through the nose, deep exhale through the mouth. Option to bring your eyes closed. We're just going to take a moment to find our breath. Looking for a deep, elongated breath. We're going to continue with this breath through all of our practice. To get started, we're going to start with a couple of neck rolls, leaning the head over to the right and then down, moving in a big circle. Pausing at the bottom, just going in the opposite direction. Meeting back in a neutral spine. Then inhale, we're going to rise the arms up, elongate the spine. Exhale, we're going to twist over to the right. Left hand comes to the right knee. Right hand comes back behind us, looking over that right shoulder, making sure that each vertebrae is stacked on top of each other. Spine is nice and tall. Inhale, rise back to center. Exhale, twist over to the left. Right hand comes to the left knee. Left arm comes back behind us, looking over the left shoulder. Inhale, rise back to center. Exhale, we're going to place the hands down and make our way to tabletop on our hands and our knees. Inhale, drops the belly down, lifts the head and the hips. Exhale, rounds out the spine for cat pose, lifting the belly. Inhale for cow, dropping the belly down. Exhale for cat. Taking a few more rounds of this to your own breath. Meeting back in a neutral spine. With an inhale, we're going to reach our right leg back behind us, holding it for an exhale. Inhale, reaching through the toes. Exhale, we're going to draw that leg into our chest. Inhale to extend. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale to extend, option to lift the left arm up. Exhale to draw in, bringing the knee to the elbow. Inhale to extend. Exhale, drawing it back in. Last inhale to extend. Exhale, dropping them both back down, taking a round with breath. Next inhale lifts the left leg up, holding it. Inhale lifts through the toes. Exhale, drawing it into the chest. Inhale to extend. Exhale to draw it back in. Inhale to extend, option to lift the right arm up. Exhale, draw that knee into the elbow. Inhale to extend. Exhale, drawing them together. Last inhale to extend. Exhale, dropping to tabletop. Taking a round of breath here. And we're going to tuck the toes and press into downward facing dog. Pedaling at our feet here. Making sure the hands are shoulder width distance apart. The feet are about hip width distance apart. Pressing my heels down. Pressing through the shoulders. With an inhale, We're gonna lift the right foot up and step it through for a low lunge. The hips come down, the chest comes up. And our next inhale option to rise the arms up. Reaching through the fingertips, pressing the hips down. Taking a nice deep inhale. Exhale, placing the hands back down and pressing into a half split. Keeping the hips high, letting the head and the shoulders hang heavy over that right leg. The next inhale, hips press forward. We're going to place our left hand on the mat. Right hand reaches to the sky for a twist. One deep inhale. Exhale, placing the hand back down, tucking the toes, pressing into downward facing dog, taking a round of breath here. Inhale, lifts the left foot up and steps it through for a low lunge. Again, hips go down, chest comes up, making sure our knee is stacked right over our ankle. With our next inhale, option to rise the arms up, reaching through the fingertips. Taking a deep inhale, exhale, hands come back down, pressing again into a half split. Hips stay high, head and shoulders hang heavy over that left leg. With an inhale, pressing the hips forward, right arm stays planted on the mat, left arm lifts for a twist. Taking one last deep inhale, reaching through the fingertips. Exhale, placing that left hand back down, tucking the toes and pressing into downward facing dog. With an inhale, we're going to lift the heels. Exhale, we're just going to walk towards our hands. Inhale for a halfway lift, making sure we have a nice flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Bending the knees here, letting the head hang heavy. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rising up, arms reach overhead. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Inhale, palms face forward. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, stepping back for plank pose. Dropping the knees, keeping the elbows in, lowering to the mat. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, taking a round of breath here. Inhale, lifts the heels. Exhale, walk the feet up, or you can hop to your hands. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rising up, arms reach overhead. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Inhale, palms face forward. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reaching up. Maybe you find a slight back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, nice flat back. Exhale, forward fold, stepping back for plank pose. Option, drop the knees again, or you can lower down. Inhale for upward facing dog. Exhale for downward facing dog, taking a round of breath here. Coming into our last sun salutation. Inhale, heels up. Exhale, walk or hop to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rising up. Exhale. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Inhale, palms face forward. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, rising up, any slight back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, stepping back for plank pose. Lowering the knees down, lowering the mat, or taking a chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pressing the knees out wide, we're going to sit into child's pose. Meeting back at tabletop, tucking the toes, pressing into downward facing dog. With an inhale, we're going to lift the left foot up and step it through for warrior one. Back foot comes to a 45-degree angle, arms reach overhead. We want to make sure that our hips are facing our front foot. Reaching through the fingertips, making sure that our knee is stacked right over our ankle. Taking a deep inhale, reaching through the fingertips. Exhale, hands come back down. Stepping back for plank pose, lowering the knees and then the body, or taking a chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lifts the right foot up and steps it through for warrior one. Back foot comes to a 45-degree angle. Arms reach up. Knee is stacked right over the ankle. Inhale, reach to the fingertips. Exhale, place the hands back down. Step back, taking a chaturanga or lowering to the mat. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, taking a round of breath here. Inhale, lifts the left foot up, steps it through for warrior one. Taking a deep inhale, deep exhale. Inhale, reach to the fingertips. Exhale, come to warrior two, slightly turning the back foot, turning the hips now open to the side. Reaching to the fingertips on an inhale. Exhale, cartwheeling the arms down, stepping back, lowering to the mat. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lifts the right foot up and steps it through for warrior one. Checking the placement of the feet and the legs. Inhale, reach to the fingertips. Exhale, we're going to open for warrior two. Inhale, reach to the fingertips. Exhale, cartwheel the arms down. Press back into plank pose, lowering the knees or taking chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Option to come into child's pose here. With an inhale, we're going to lift the left foot up again. Exhale, bring it back to warrior one. Taking a deep inhale, reaching to the fingertips. Exhale for warrior two. Taking a deep inhale. With an exhale, we're going to straighten the legs, turn our body to the sides of our mat, and come into a forward fold. Reaching over to our left foot, being heavy over that leg. And then walking our hands over to our right foot. Hi, baby. From here, we're going to take both hands on opposite sides of our right foot, turn that foot in so we come to a lunge over our right leg, and step back for plank pose. Option to lower the knees or take a chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Taking a round of breath here. With an inhale, we're going to lift the right foot up and step it through for warrior one. Reaching through the fingertips, checking the placement of our feet and our legs. Taking a deep inhale, reaching. Exhale, pressing into warrior two. Hips open up. Taking a few rounds of breath here. Taking a deep inhale. With an exhale, we're going to turn the feet again and come into a forward fold. Walking the hands over to the right foot. And over to the left foot. From here, taking one hand on opposite sides of the left foot, we're going to turn our feet, come into a lunge, and press into plank position. Option to take a chaturanga or lower the knees, keeping the elbows in, lower to the mat. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale for downward facing dog. Taking the knees out wide again for child's pose. Meeting back at tabletop. Tucking the toes, pressing in to downward facing dog. Inhale, lifting the heels. Exhale, walking through our hands and coming onto our backs. We're going to lift our legs up, our legs up the wall. Reaching your feet towards the sky. Letting our legs and our feet feel relaxed here. You don't need to flex them, you don't need to point them. You don't need to straighten your legs entirely. Just let them hang relaxed. Beginning to lower our legs down. We're going to bend the knees and place the feet just below our hips to set up for bridge pose. You should be able to touch your heels with your fingertips, making sure the feet are about hip distance apart. With an inhale, we're going to lift the hips. Option to stay here, or you can take your hands intertwined underneath you, shimmy the shoulders, press into the mat to lift your hips up just slightly more. Inhale, rising up a little bit higher. Exhale, lower back down. Taking our legs into a windshield wiper, keeping our hips and our feet where they are. We're going to lower our knees to the right and then to the left. Again, over to the right and back to the left. Taking a few more of these. And then setting up again for a second bridge pose, making sure that our feet are planted just below our hips, hip distance apart. Inhale, lifts the hips. Option again to intertwine the fingers, shimmy the shoulders, press into the mat to lift our hips just slightly higher, or you can take wheel if it's in your practice. Taking one last inhale, rising up. Exhale, lowering down. We're going to tuck our knees into our body. Option to roll side to side, it's okay in your spine. Grabbing onto the feet or the thighs, extending the legs for happy baby pose. You can grab back behind your legs if it's more comfortable for you, or if your feet aren't accessible. Option again to roll side to side, it's okay in your spine. Hugging our knees back into our chest. We're going to take our arms out in a goalpost position and lower the legs over to the right, looking over our left shoulder. Inhale, draws our knees back in, giving yourself a nice big hug. Exhale, dropping the hands into a goalpost position, lowering the knees to the left, looking over the right shoulder. Making sure our shoulders are glued down to the mat here. You don't want them to lift up as we roll. And inhale, hugging our knees back into our body, taking the bottoms of our feet together, our knees out wide, lowering the legs and the feet to the mat for a reclined butterfly pose, taking the hands to either side of the body, or you can place them onto the hips just to encourage your hips open a little bit deeper, letting your legs relax here, hang heavy. And finally, taking our legs and our arms out wide for a final Shavasana. Coming back to our breath. Letting our body feel heavy onto our mat. Releasing any tension with each exhale. And together we'll take one last deep inhale through the nose. Deep exhale through the mouth. As you feel ready, you can roll onto your right side. Again, as you feel ready, you can press up to a seated position. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. I hope you guys have a great week. Namaste.